McDougal.
That's
Hi.
me. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
So my kids are in the studio today.
Yes, they are. I can see little Lucy's head appear over the window.
Oh my God. They're
very
like,
cute.
I love that we have windows because my oldest is walking by with a cookie
Hanging out of his
literally hanging out of his
My
mouth.
kid's at
so-
home sleeping. I'm doing this like little hour or 2 hour spurts of leaving him home.
Right? Oh,
So
we should
he's asleep.
we
at
should
home.
talk about that later in the show. Like,
You can condemn me for leaving my
no,
child at home.
call
Is
it.
that what you're saying?
What age can we leave our kids at home?
Apparently 11,
Yeah?
because I just did that.
Please, I was babysitting an infant at 11 years old. I know that we say that.
Well, we can talk about it later, but
Yeah.
yes, my child is at home totally disinterested in what we do here. So
Yeah.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
how it works.
So there's my middle one walking by and just watching. All right. So the debate last night,
Yeah.
the Republicans.
The
Were you-
debate.
did you watch it?
I did watch.
Or did you watch it on Twitter?
No, I watched it. I posted on my Facebook page last night that I was daydreaming throughout the entire debate what the next SNL skit would be, because every character, I was like, oh, I could see Will Ferrell playing that guy. I could see, Keenan, whatever that guy is that plays on, I don't even know his name, you know, playing the doctor. I mean, I just had so much fun in my head creating the skit.
Yeah. I don't know why I always call him. I know it's not right because from Keenan and Kel.
Yeah,
But,
that guy.
Yeah, but I always call him like Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Right, that's why I stopped myself, because that's not him.
It's not him at all.
The
I
other
don't know.
Keenan's much cuter.
When people have three names or whatever, like it just gets me.
So I did watch. The best tweet I saw yesterday, I can't say all of it because I'm going to get bleeped, but from the Bette Midler said that Lenny Kravitz's, I can say penis, Lenny Kravitz's penis slipped out on stage. So what? Wait for the GOP debate on tonight. There will be 10 bleeps on stage.
Richards.
I thought that
Just
was
call them Richards.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And so when I watched, I'm like, yeah, look at her. She was a forecasting.
Keenan Thompson, by the way. I had to
Okay.
look it up.
Yeah.
That's funny. But for me, it's like, let's go to spring training for baseball and then just like talk about who's going to win the World Series. Like, it's just, I'm completely bored. At this point, if you have the money, then you can run for president.
Well,
and then it's just, I
don't know. I tuned out after
it's like
a while.
watching it's tryouts.
Well, that's
I'm not watching the
can I tell you,
Republican tryouts.
My son said to me last night, because he was watching, and he said, "Mom, is it the presidential debate already?" And I said, "No, actually, honey, this is like tryouts, and then we have playoffs, and
Yeah.
then we have the
Well, we have
Final
the
Four,
season.
and then we,
Yeah.
So in his brain, that's how it worked. And then
Yeah.
the one thing that he said to me when we were watching, and he looked at me and he said, "Are they all Christian?"
Interesting.
And that was his take. And I said, it sounds like it, because I tuned out the second I started hearing about Jesus and God's will, and that's how they're going to lead the country, and that's when I stopped listening, because that's not in line with how I think politics should be working in our country. And
Okay.
I get lost there because
Right.
I just, it doesn't jive with me.
But here's the thing, even if you are Christian or you're not, if you're telling me that you are going to get this country in a good place, and to do that, it's because of your personal beliefs. I may not be on the same page with your beliefs, but I'm liking what you're doing with them.
Right, but
so
if
if you're going to, homelessness and, help just crime and
Right,
education.
Right, but one of the candidates, and there's so many, I could just throw a dart up. I don't know which one
Right,
said it, but there was
right.
one that said, "I'm going to lead this country through God's will," and I'm looking at you going, "It's supposed to be the people's will, not God's will." And I feel like he's speaking to a certain population, and I get that,
Right.
but he lost me in that, because that's
Right.
not how I think a politician should be running the country.
Right.
There was another politician that said the first thing he would do would remove all of the illegal laws that Obama put in place. The second thing he would do was disband Planned Parenthood. The fifth or sixth thing he said he would do was handle the military and ISIS. Really? So your first priority is Planned Parenthood?
Right.
Like, and maybe
because
it was
because it's in the news and
I
it's hot
understand that,
button.
but
yeah, I'm thinking ISIS might be a bigger.
That's my point. And so the jabs at each other, the name calling, the condemning, as much as you may not like Donald Trump, I felt like he was a target for last night. He got all the questions, all the antagonistic questions, and I'm bored with that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is what we have to gear up for. I don't know.
Yeah.
And all the jabs against Hillary Clinton, I just find it, I lose.
It's very sophomoric.
Yeah, and I lose respect for the process when that happens, and I'm sure Hillary's going to do it too when she runs. But I don't know. I get bored there.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
And
like I
it's
said-
so over my head, some of it, because all it is rhetoric, and I can't follow.
Yeah. It's just crap, so I don't watch until
Until you need
there's
to?
an actual threat of one
Yeah.
of these people being our president.
Right,
And
right.
then I'll step up. You know
Right,
what I mean? Because
right.
right now, there is no threat of that.
Right.
So anyway,
Yeah.
what else are we talking about today?
Okay, so
You're in charge.
I'm in charge. Okay, so well, first of all, did you know that Peter Jennings died?
No.
Peter Jennings died. 67. He died of lung cancer.
Aw.
I know.
That's sad.
It was sad. We should have started with that, but
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he died. I think today. He
Oh.
died today. Yeah, 67. He's been battling lung cancer. So
Well, rest in peace, Peter
yeah,
Jennings.
I know. So have a moment. But beyond that, we had a couple days ago. We had Ronda
Rousey?
Rousey.
Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
She's
Ronda
awesome.
Rousey. She's awesome though.
Yeah.
The UFC.
I don't want to get in an argument with her like in the Target parking lot.
Yeah. So I did a little research on her and found that she's the first woman to win gold in the Olympics in judo in 2008.
Wow.
So did you know that after she won her title last week in Brazil, that she donated her belt to a Brazilian judo school?
Really?
Yeah.
She's cool.
Not cool?
She's a broad.
Yeah.
And in case, you're tuning in for the very first time, a broad is, somebody who maybe kick butt, but
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily have to live life like this tough. I mean, there's that nurturing and unapologetic, and you just are yourself.
Right.
We're taking the term back, and she is certainly a broad.
Well, and she's getting some other comments about her body this week because I guess Playboy came to her and asked her to pose, and she said no, and she stood on her laurels about not wanting to give her prize and her cash away for $5 spread. And then people came after her and said, well, who cares? She's already posed nude, and she's already got nudies on the internet. And so I looked him up. She bared like a left breast in Sports Illustrated.
Side boob?
A side boob, is that what it is? I don't have that, so it doesn't really qualify. I'm just all aside. And then and she did bare skin for ESPN, their body image issue.
Right.
But there was the body issue. There was no. It was like
but that
nothing.
body issue was awesome.
It was awesome.
That was, that's not posing in Playboy.
Right. So that's my question was: is there a difference between she's getting all this credit for not posing in Playboy and then being condemned for doing that?
People want
on
to
sports-
condemn people for everything. So
Yeah.
you know what? Maybe she would pose nude for other people who she feels respect for. And, Playboy's not bad, but it's just not for her. She made a choice for her own life. How do we have anything to say about it?
Because that's what we do in this country. Oh, and speaking of doing anything like that, Floyd Mayweather, who you can have your own comments about him, he called her out and said he quoted and said, "Call me when you can make $300 million in 36 minutes." That's what he says to the woman who knocks out every component in the first round, whereas Mayweather, danced around.
Yeah.
He danced around to win his $300 million.
Yeah.
She knocks him out first round. I mean, that's her thing.
Yeah.
And she,
Yeah.
scary stuff.
Yeah.
He's all padded up, right? All with his big, huge, whatever those gloves. And she's bare bone, bare skin, like it's nuts.
Yeah, he's, you know what? Let's move on. Let's not give him any more attention. So, what else
Yeah.
you got, Kim?
Oh,
Bring
why,
it.
Why
bring
am
it.
I? Why am I? Oh.
Because you just pulled some great topics this week, and so I'm all.
Well, I want to go back
all
to
about
Playboy
it.
for a second. So, would you ever pose for Playboy?
Would I ever post totally naked? No.
How about half naked? How about
Please,
a side boob?
have you seen my? I posed topless once.
I did see it.
In Huffington Post. I know people are scrambling right now. Actually, we have it on Broadscast.com. You just have to do a search. But I posed topless with a sash for an article or a post I wrote about having a mastectomy.
Right.
I was the winner, mastectomy. Get
Right.
it?
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Took you a while though. You didn't get it right at first. 2 years ago
Duh.
or whatever
Uh-huh.
it was. But so that was, something I did to kind of send the message that life is not over after having, your breasts removed. And I mean, I have had
Right.
reconstruction either way though. So
Right.
there was a message there and you didn't see anything. But I mean, just for the money to pose nude, no. I
How
mean,
come?
I would do it in my, if I was in one of those Dove commercials with real bodies or whatever,
What if Playboy did a magazine that was focused on exactly what you're talking about, and they did women over 40, and we want to celebrate full-figured, not that I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying full figured,
are.
normal, like not airbrushed. I mean, what if Playboy went out on a limb and did something like that? Would you? And they came to you and said, Jackie McDougal, page 68 is yours.
How much money?
$100,000.
Not for $100,000.
Really?
I don't think so.
Even if you could do like a nipple pasty?
I don't even have nipples yet. Which is a whole other story.
Yeah.
But, you know, the women out there who've had surgery,
Yeah.
they, that's for you guys because it's a process when it comes to reconstruction. So I don't know. Maybe I would. Because I'm not ashamed of, it's more, I think I would have a conversation with my kids and present that
Right.
to them and ask them what they thought.
Right.
Because to me I'm not ashamed. I could be stronger, I could be leaner, but I am who I am, and I'm a good person, and I'm a good mom, and I'm sassy, and
Right.
even though I still haven't put my makeup on, and we're on YouTube doing this, but yeah, I'd have to talk to my kids. So you're saying you would?
I don't think I
You've
would.
never been asked? I'm surprised. No, when you're in the spotlight and
No.
like, what if that was like, hey, Kim Goldman, we want you.
We want to see a new side to Kim Goldman. No, I don't think I would. My life has already been exposed enough.
That's all that you have?
Yeah, that's all I have left. And
So
Yeah.
coming up in the show today, speaking of exposed, I don't even know, author Jenna McCarthy. The exposed would be the Jenny McCarthy. But she's an author of Pretty Much Screwed, as well as a lot of other books.
she's the author of pretty much a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, it's in my car. I have started reading Pretty Much Screwed yesterday, and I'm halfway through.
Oh,
because
really?
I could not stop reading it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so-
I didn't.
I was excited. Well, that's because I took the book first. So we're going to be back with Jenna, also at Jenna Writes on Twitter. And so we'll be right back.
All right, you're listening to Broadscast. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to Broadscast here on KHTS on this lovely Friday. And
I do have a face made for radio today.
Yeah, and we are joined by two beautiful little McDougal offspring.
But more than that, we're
Yeah.
joined by the fabulous Jenna McCarthy. Jenna, hello.
Good morning.
Hello, Miss Author, talker, speaker, sassy pants extraordinaire.
Happy pants, big mouth. At least those were all kind of nice things so far. How are you, ladies?
How
Hi.
are you?
Are you broads? I like
Yes,
broads. I was
yes.
like, my dad was like the New Yorker guy. Like, yeah, check out that broad over there. Like, that's all I can think of.
So, Jenna, what does it mean to you be a broad? Like, your dad used to say, how did you interpret that?
Well, my dad meant it, as the most gracious, gentlemanly compliment. In other words, like nice tits. But I sort of take it to mean like a cool chick. Like you're a broad. You're
Right.
one of us. You're cool. Not necessarily stacked, for instance.
Right. Exactly. That is true. That
Yeah.
is true. And we have to be careful here on AM radio.
Oh, right. Check. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
it's all good. It's all good because
Yeah,
we.
the 8-second delay. Those I used to be an FM radio DJ, and they actually installed one of those
Just
the
for
day I
you?
was hired. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Tell us about that.
That was
So you said you actually pumped breast milk on the air.
I did.
As an FM radio DJ. Where were you a DJ?
I was in Santa Barbara. It was the K-Tide Early Show. It was a classic rock station, and my co-host and I were the drive time radio hacks, and we had so much fun. I mean, we had so much fun, but he led the charge. I was kind of the color commentary. He has a very long-standing, successful radio career, and he had been looking for a co-host for years, and he kept asking me, like, he'd kind of go through people, and they wouldn't work out, and he kept saying, oh, my God, you have to do this. We'd have so much fun. You're so funny. And I'm like, I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. No way. Like, are you nuts?
And then you became a mom.
No, I actually did it I did it for the 2 years before I had my first baby, and then up through the whole pregnancy, which was really fun, and then until she was about 6 months old, and then I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I can't. Like, I'm cross-eyed. And he's like, but you're almost out of the woods. Come on. And I was like, and I'm writing books, and my other job, I was still writing for magazines and doing all this other stuff on the side, and I was like, I have too many jobs here. milking is a big one. So one of them's going to have to go.
I used to
But it was super
breastfeed.
fun.
I used to breast or pump milk in my office or in the car home. That was always fun. I was sitting in traffic with a pump.
Right.
And I remember sitting at a stoplight, and this big truck came alongside me, and he looked over, and I'm like, meh, 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 in my car, and the truck looked down, and he gave me a thumbs up. I'm like, what's up? Like,
Wait. While you were driving?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
well, this was before you couldn't text and drive. They should have a law for no pumping and driving. But I used
Did you
to.
have
I used
one
to.
of those hands-free?
Yeah. Yeah, I just attached it.
God, I couldn't even work the remote when I was pumping. Like, that was all I could do.
Yeah, that was pretty much when that happened. I was like, you know what? I can't do this drive anymore. That's actually when I decided I was going to quit my job, because I was in the car and my poor little kid was at home, and I was in the car for most of the day, and I'm like, I can't. This is not healthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's not healthy for the people
Brutal.
around you
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
So, but you say
Yeah,
if you weren't,
exactly.
you say if you weren't a writer, you'd actually be a professional organizer or an interior decorator or a mermaid.
A mermaid. I'd really would like to be a mermaid, but back to the rack thing. Maybe the whole shell top look probably wouldn't work out for me since the babies and all.
Right.
I am such an organizing freak. Like, my friends mock me. They mock me so bad. Like, when my kids will say in front of a group of people, "Mom, look at this plush toy I found in miscellaneous hard toys," and they look at me. They're like, "You." I'm sorry, what? You have a bin called miscellaneous hard toys, and your 3-year-old refers to it thus?
Oh
Yes,
my
I
gosh.
do.
Kim has a bin named that, but I don't think it's toys for the 3-year-old.
And it's empty.
AM radio.
Yeah,
I know,
Family
exactly.
friendly.
See, I can refer to things, you just can't say it out loud.
I have a friend. I have a friend that organized her kids' Legos by color. Like, she has a wall of Legos by color and like person, or whether they go for the tree or whether they make a car. Like, it's insane. And when the kids, they pull them all down, they play with them, and then they all have to organize it and put it all back.
Yeah, I used to be that
Does
person.
she need more friends? Because I would like to be her friend. You need to introduce us.
All right.
I need you to come to
No.
my house, actually. So, and
Get
handle it.
line. I am on a long. There's a wait list for me to come to your house.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
that's
instead,
nice.
I'll just read your books. So let's talk about the books for a few minutes here. So your latest, Pretty Much Screwed, is awesome. I am like, seriously, yesterday I put it on my Instagram that I told the kids, like, Mommy's working, as I just sat there and read the book because, I had to prepare for today's show. But like, I knew, like, I'm not going to give anything away, but I knew things were going to happen there with Charlotte. I'm not even halfway through, but
So
yeah.
it's a novel, right?
It's a
don't
novel.
know.
It's
You think you know, but you don't know. Hopefully, if you do know, then either
Ooh.
I
Really?
suck or you're very omniscient.
Oh, okay.
I might intentionally be leading you down the wrong path, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Really? But I
Yep.
have to say, now let's talk the word chicklet. Do you find that to be a fun term, an offensive term? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Does not bother me at all.
I
It is
love
what
it.
it is.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me.
When someone says chicklet, I assume two things about it. It's going to be fun and it's going to be funny.
yes.
And now, just because it's fun and funny doesn't mean it can't also be a little bit deep, a little bit thought-provoking.
Exactly.
It might change your life, but it's still going to be fun and funny.
Exactly.
Bridget Jones' Diary was fun and funny. Eat, Pray, Love was fun and funny.
Oh,
I mean,
really? You think so?
I do.
I couldn't get.
Well,
I couldn't get through that one because I couldn't get past the fact that she was like just so dramatic about her life. Like, I just wanted her to get up and like just get up and stop whining. Like, it was
You're
just.
pointing out all the books that I have not read.
Yeah, but Jenna's books. No, but Jenna. I mean, we're going to go to
Yeah.
break and we're going to talk more about those and many other things. But I just love that it was immediately. I felt like I knew these women and their husbands, and they could be anybody that you know, and little bits and pieces of a lot of people that you know. And
Well,
so,
didn't you
well, they
take stories?
actually are
Yeah.
bits and pieces of a lot of people that I know, of course,
Yeah.
because, I mean, while it's incredibly fun to create a character from scratch, there's always, even if it's subconscious, there's always traits or phrases or sayings or something because, that's what you know. You write what you know.
right.
So I just read that you put a post on your website, and you asked people to share their stories, that they would remain anonymous and share their stories about their divorce or if they stalked their exes, and then you wrote something right at the end that says you've already given the ex a small penis or something, right? Was that the stories? I love that. So, were people willing to give you their life story in a knowing that it's going to be printed?
Oh my gosh. Total strangers were emailing me with these stories, and at the end, several of them said some version of, I don't even care if you use this, it just felt so good to get that out.
Right.
That's awesome. You should charge them for therapy,
Exactly. I think people like validation. I think people like, I will tell you this book is dedicated to 3 of my girlfriends, and they are 3 friends who went through the ugly, unwanted divorce. And thankfully, I can honestly say they're all in much better places now. And obviously, it was for the best because they were married to tools and all this other, all the other things you're supposed to say about that. But they really did. Like this book started with the day one of them, her husband left, and she was rocking in a chair, and she had not seen it coming. Not even in a tiny, not even like whoa, and she begged him not to leave her, and he was like, I'm sorry. He just kept saying, I'm sorry. And I'm cradling this woman, this 40-year-old woman in my arms. And she looked me in the eyes and she said, I didn't think we were any more miserable than anybody else.
Oh.
And you used that.
I went home and I wrote down that line.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of the book. That was because I'm like, oh my God, that's such a profound statement, because some of us are miserable, and some of us are like, well, yeah, but you're supposed to be miserable, or we're only miserable because we're in this phase, and to some extent that's true, but to another extent, if you don't open your eyes, something like this could happen, and it's not always the other person's fault, even though in the cases of those 3 women I mentioned, it was totally the husband's fault.
Right.
But, sometimes you have to realize you do play a part in that.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, it takes 2. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I think we all have a cheater inside of us, and there's an equation, and we have to take a break, and I'm going to tell you what that equation is. I'm curious to see if you agree, but we'll be right back with Jenna McCarthy, author of Pretty Much Screwed.